So in the last demo, we were successful in creating an image from a prompt, and we were successful in putting that into an S3 bucket. Okay, so we had that here. Now what we want to do is that we want to assign a pre-signed URL to that image. Okay, and then we want to get that URL and access it outside. So here is the code that will let me do that. So I'm just going to copy this, and so I'm going to get a pre-signed URL, and that's the one I need this function to return the body. Okay. Okay, now this one, the client name is S3 client, which is good. The first parameter is a get object, that's what we need. And the param is a bucket, so the bucket name should be mentioned here. So we already have the bucket name here. Key is the file name or the image name. So we're going to do that as well. Expires in how much? So I'll just put 1 hour. Okay, so this should be good enough. I can even print. I can even print the URL. Okay, so let's deploy this and let's execute this. Okay, so I should get an object. I should get the URL here in the output. Okay, name is not defined. Okay. Let's see if that works. Okay, there it is. So I got my, so if I capture this, okay, if I click this, follow link, okay, that's good. I can just copy it here, and let's try. Okay, it's downloading the image. Okay. Oh, you got one. So that's what you get. Okay, now what I can also do something is I would like to access this I would like to have an API which a user can send in Postman. He could invoke this particular Lambda function via an API and pass a prompt there. So that's what we'll do next. Okay, so I need to go to my console and I pick API Gateway. And I'll create a gateway, create an API. I'll go to REST API and it will be okay, create API. Now I click on the create resource and I would have to give a name. Okay, create resource, and then I have to create a method. Okay, and this would be a okay, so I create a lambda, so lambda function, so I need to choose that particular this is the one. Okay, and I click on create method. Now this particular what is this? Oh, sorry. Should we get okay? Okay, so the method is created. Let me close all these prompts. Now I need to go to my method request and I do an edit. I wanted to validate the query string and headers. I also need to add a query string which will be my prompt, and that is required, and I do a save. Okay, so I manage with method request. Now the integration request. So the integration request, let me go and do an edit. It's a lambda function, and here I need to come to my mapping templates, and I need to add a mapping template. Now this is, I first need to say the content as application JSON, and my template body I need to put a velocity code which will tell what the prompt is. Okay, and that will be my $input dot params, and within that there would be a prompt. Okay, which means that the prompt is going to, for this API, would be gotten from my input params, which will have a key known as prompt. So I save this, and at this point I need to deploy my API. A new stage, I would give the name dev, deploy it, and now I can really test my, if I go to my stages, resource, I'm not sure. Okay, I can go to my test tab and I can give a prompt is equal to, let's say, cat. Okay, so I'm going to test it, and let's see, it should give me a status code of 200. Let's see, yeah, status code of 200, and it is also giving me a URL. So I copy it and it's downloading that particular image. Okay, here it is. That's the image of the cat. Now I can even invoke this. I can also invoke this from a postman. Okay, so let me get my postman up. Okay, so let me get my postman here. Okay, give me a minute. And I go to my gateway, and I should be able to get my URL from here. Stages. Okay, this may be my and my prompt. So let's send this thing and let's see what happens. Okay, let's see what image has come. It's downloading the image. Open it. Yeah, so that's, I got my third image. Red car caught in traffic on a rainy day. Okay, so what has happened thus far is we were able to not just put this image into a bucket, but we were able to assign a pre-signed URL so that this URL was output of the Lambda function, and then we created an API gateway. We created and we deployed that API so that we could access it in Postman. We had a URL and we sent the prompt and we got the image. Okay, so beginning from whatever we could do from the Amazon Bedrock, we could do via the Boto3 library SDK, which we could invoke within the Python runtime and invoke the model, process the model response, add that image into a bucket, make it accessible as an API, and we saw it how we ran it from Postman. Okay, so that is the end of this video, of this demo. Thank you.